Hey everybody, my name is Mirna Valerio. I also go by the Mirnavator on my socials, and I'm an 11-time marathoner and a 16-time ultra marathoner. And I am really, really stoked to help usher you in on the last week of your training for the Toronto Waterfront Marathon. Just so you're not wondering who the heck I am and why I'm talking on your screen. As I said, I'm a marathoner. I love running. I recommitted to running after a health scare in 2008 where I thought I was having a heart attack. So I got back on my treadmill with a mile. I then started running 5Ks, then 10Ks and half marathons, and eventually marathons. And marathons clearly weren't enough for me, so I started running ultra marathons, and those are my love. But I'm not here to talk about me. I'm here to talk about you and the amazing feat you are going to accomplish this weekend. I actually need to contextualize why I get to talk to you this last week of your marathon training. I'm also an author. I wrote the book, A Beautiful Work in Progress. It is a memoir of my running story. And before that, I was a blogger who had a blog called Fat Girl Running. I'm a plus size person, if you can't see. And I wrote about being a plus size runner in a world of non-plus size athletes doing long distance running. And that blog got the attention of media outlets such as Wall Street Journal, Runner's World, NBC, and CNN, and other media outlets, which is so cool. And then eventually I was able to leave teaching. I was a teacher for 18 years, high school and middle school, and start this career where I was an ambassador for a bunch of brands. I still am an ambassador for a bunch of brands. One of them is Lululemon. I am a person that gives workshops on body image and some other things. I love to spread the message that anybody who wants to run can and should run. No matter what body you're in, no matter what gender you are, no matter what age you are. Y'all, have you seen these 92 and 93-year-olds running marathons and lapping me? I have. Hashtag goals. That's what I want my life to be when I'm in my 80s and in my 90s. I still want to be moving. I want to be moving with joy. I want to have a billion marathons and other things behind me. And I want to be looking forward to some more marathons and some more joyful ways of moving. And I hope that's what you are doing this week. I know it's taper week. Taper week is crazy. You're probably a little antsy, a little anxious, a little nervous, a little sad that most of your training is over. You're probably excited about the marathon. You're probably wondering what's going to happen. You have all these things running through your mind. I have all these things running through my mind, and I'm not even running the marathon. I'm doing the 5K. Whew. But all that said, as people say in the country, the hay is in the barn. I grew up in New York City, so we didn't have hay. We had rats, but that's another story. Anyway, the hay is in the barn. Trust your training. You have done everything you need to get to the start line and hopefully to get to the finish line. So let me ask you this question. And I invite you to think about multiple answers to this question as this week progresses. What did you get out of your marathon training? Did you achieve some kind of personal growth? Did you reconnect with yourself in a way that you hadn't in a long time? Did you reconnect with your body? Did you build an intimate relationship with your body? Did you reconnect with friends or meet new friends or grow a new community that you can then lean on when you need to? What did you get out of this training? For me personally, there are always the physical benefits of marathon training. My endurance gets amazing. My cardiovascular health is just phenomenal. But there are also the mental and emotional benefits that I don't always think about, but that are always there. You're training for however many weeks. In your case, this is 16 weeks. And for me, it teaches me to be with myself. To be with myself in discomfort, to be with myself in joy. Sometimes there's pain, but then sometimes there's elation, and I love that. And I love being with myself when that happens. But it also teaches me to be with other people in those moments as well. I think it's a gift to be able to be with other people in those moments of joy, elation, discomfort, and pain so that you know you're not alone and that you're in this together. And that is what the marathon is about. Here's another question. Okay, so what's your plan for marathon day? And I don't mean like your logistical plan as far as, what shoes you're going to wear, what socks you're going to wear, how many times you're going to visit the porta potty, what you're going to eat, maybe not in that order, where you're going to sleep, all that stuff. You have all of that stuff figured out already. And if you haven't, you probably should get on it. But what is your mental plan? What is your mindset plan? I personally always like to think about having a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, a plan D, all the way to plan Z or Z, as you Canadians say, because things might change. There might be weather. I might trip. I might put on 2 left shoes. So do better logistical planning. I might have a tummy ache. I might not be feeling it. All of those things have happened to me. I did get to a race with 2 left shoes, and that was just funny. It was funny. But I eventually got the right shoes. Anyway, but what is your plan? Do you have any mantras? Let's stop there. What are your mantras? I have so many mantras, and sometimes I never have to employ them because it is an amazing race and I don't have to do anything but get to the finish line and I feel great, but that happens rarely. Sometimes I need to employ the mantras as soon as I start or even before. And one of my favorite mantras is step over step, step over step, step over step. It comes from a book I read a long time ago where one of the characters needs to go on a long journey and the grandfather of this character says, "We will get there step over step." And it's rhythmic. I can mutter it sublingually if I need to, or I can mutter it out loud. But that is something that has kept me going because it kind of gets me out of my head. Sometimes I'm in my head all the time. And I know that's something that a lot of people experience. And it also is very rhythmic. And so I can walk or run or walk, run or crawl or whatever I need to do in that moment using step over step, step over step, step over step. Another mantra that I love to use is just get the job done. Get the job done. Get the job done. Get the job done. Another thing that I do is I become an observer of my own body. Okay, your toe is hurting. All right, keep it moving. Your nose hurts. Keep it moving. It's cold. Keep it moving. You'll get warmer. And once I become this sort of objective observer of my body, it's another thing that takes me out of all of the negative talk in my head. I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to hit my paces. I don't even know if I'm going to get to the finish line. All of that is thrown out when I start homing in on what I need to do to get to the finish line. Also, I try to have as much fun as possible, especially when I'm hurting, especially when my quad is sore, my hamstring is tight. I start talking to people. Hey, how you doing? Nice work out there. And again, that takes me out of my own negative thoughts. Not that you're going to have any negative thoughts because you're not. It's just going to be a perfect day. But just in case it's not perfect, you can employ some of these tactics in order for it to be as perfect as it's going to be. But the day is going to be what you make it, and it is going to be great. You have done your training. You have shown up for yourself and others. You have committed to something that is super difficult. It's something that most people don't do. So get out there and show the world, and most importantly, yourself, what you're made of. You got this. See you on Sunday.